Happy Saturday, everybody. What I wanted to talk today about is finish up the discussion on mapping, but this time on trial decks. And I do actually want to take a step back and talk about booster boxes and just the whole mapping in general. You're never going to know really with 100% certainty the intentions of the person selling. This may actually sound pretty crazy, but one of the people that I would actually trust, again, kind of seems weird, but a reseller. And you're going to be sitting there wondering why. The most part, you people would call them scalpers. I call them resellers. I hate the word scalpers. To me it's a very ugly term for what this really is. It's literally just a person buying a sealed product or cards or something and trying to, for me anyways, sell it in the short term. That's what I consider that. Other people would be like, it doesn't matter if it's short, long, whatever. To me, it's short term because they're trying to get in and out, right? They're not going to sit on product for 3 years. That to me is an investor if you're going to literally sit your money in something for a really, really, really long time. 3 years is a long time. Again, in the investment world, like if you're buying stocks or blue chips or something, 3 years not really all that long. But when you're holding card games or what else could it be? I guess crypto if you're gonna try to just flip it. But anyways, you're never really going to understand the intentions. But with a reseller, right, someone that's going to buy it and sell it in a short term, for the most part, if you just check out what they're actually selling, you don't see any single cards. Most likely, they just bought a sealed product and they're just trying to sell it. So again, they got it from somebody else, and again, if that somebody else in that chain would have mapped all these, then yeah, you're never going to get something good. But if you actually think about this, a reseller is just supposed to be getting in and out. They're not trying to map product. Maybe they don't even know there is mapping. So, in my mind, I'm like, that is probably somebody that's, again, weird thought, but somewhat trustworthy. I also bought, in the beginning when I first started playing, I bought Haruhi trial deck off eBay. Someone, I think they had like 200 rating, and I just went for it. Inside of that one single trial deck was a triple rare Yuki. So again, it does happen when you're going to get some premium foils, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily happen. And again, you're never truly going to know that. So that's what I mean by the whole, you might want to just take a look at a person, whether that is, on Facebook, get some references. If eBay, you see their seller rating. TCG players, same thing. But at some point, you're going to need to buy product if you want to play this, and you're going to have some level of trust. Again, if you buy from them, if you buy multiple boxes and you don't seem to get anything good, maybe try somebody else. But you're never going to really know unless you're standing there right beside them when they got that product and when they shipped it out to you. Okay, so even though it is a scary thought that you may be wasting your money, not everybody's out there mapping all of this stuff. There are actual good people. Again, there's always some bad actors in a community, in anything, right? But there is a lot of good people that won't do that. So moving on, I want to talk about trial decks now, pros, cons, mapping, and real quick, what I want to show is this. So all the information that I got, again, from experience, but also it lines up to what's on this page. So if you look up Weiss Schwarz Rarity Guide, Reddit, you will end up at this page. On here contains all the information that I went over, plus some trial deck. Yeah, and the sets themselves, right? So you have some actual data here depending on the sizes. But today, what I'm going to do is talk. talk about something dawned on me as I was saying that. I want to talk about trial decks. I'm not going to do some massive PowerPoint because I'm kind of tired of it and I hate doing PowerPoints. So here we are, we have trial decks. So you know what a trial deck looks like? It's this thing. Bam, trial deck. Okay? This is, again, your easiest way to get into the game. 50 cards inside of it. It is one functional deck. And it's pretty cost effective, right? It is, again, I can get it for under 18. Most people, you're getting it max $20, $25. So then you can try it out with your friends. What's inside of this thing is, so I did this. I repackaged this trial deck with commons because I took it out, but inside of here you get 50 cards with some fancy foam and a rule book and playmat. Playmat's paper. So it's a nice way to start the game. Again, cost effective. See if you like it. Inside of this box as well, so inside of this Magia record box, you have the opportunity to get a sign card of Iroha. So again, you'll see that on the back here, right there. Okay. And again, you also have chances at triple rares. So the important thing to understand is there is also mapping inside of a 6 trial deck box. So as you can see right here, a box is guaranteed to have 1 trial deck with a triple R and 5 without. So you can also have a shot at 1 trial deck with an SP. Okay, so this is why I buy, well actually there's 2 reasons why. I buy full boxes of 6, because if I really want to have that sign card or the, I was gonna say triple rare, but you know who's kidding who? You want the sign card. The only way you're going to know guaranteed wise that you're going to get this shiny card is by actually buying a box of 6. Okay, and even then, you know, I'm not guaranteed to get the sign card from one of these, right? So as you can see here on the screen, there are 8 of these boxes, which is 48 trial decks, inside a case. A case is guaranteed to have 6 boxes with 1 triple R, 2 boxes with 1 SP. Sometimes actually boxes will have 1 of each. Not guaranteed, but it does happen. So again, what this really is, outside of a cheap way to get into the game, is a more expensive booster box, right? So if you think about it, there is 1 premium foil inside of this 6, and again, if you're buying these for the most part, you can get these, let's say 6 of these for $100, right? So a more expensive version of a booster box. And so you have 6. You'll want to buy 6 if you want an SP. Again, at least get the chance to guarantee you having a shot at it. If you're buying loose ones, like I said with that eBay person, I was able to get a triple R, but again, you're banking on that they didn't map it, that they didn't find that shiny card already and then just sell you 5 of the bad ones or 4 of the bad ones, however many it took to get. Okay, because it comes down to luck, right? If you're opening these things, which one of the 6 contains that special triple rare SP? Nobody knows. So you're going to have to keep opening until you eventually get to it. And again, I don't know how many people that really want to have 48 trial decks open just sitting around. But if you think about it again as a glorified booster box, maybe you will open it because it's $100 and the SPs normally are 100 and up, depending on what set it is. Okay, so there it is. Trial decks can be mapped. Be careful again, but it does happen where you're able to pick up, a good card inside of it. So even though mapping is a scary thing, I wouldn't put that, I wouldn't stop buying product just because of that. If you want to guarantee yourselves, buy cases, buy booster boxes from people you trust, or at least you could research into, or at least gamble on. You think this guy actually looks good, go for it. But again, if you want to guarantee yourself, buy that trial deck box that I had earlier. Okay, so pros. I guess the only pro for me is it's cost effective. You can play with friends. It's a easy deck. And again, if you hate the game, then you didn't invest too much into it. For me personally, I love using this for new people to get them into the game. You have cheap decks, let them play it, let them feel Weiss Schwarz. Okay, I'm gonna just talk about another negative, and it might be hard to see, so I'm gonna mess with my focus here for a second. And here we are. So I'm gonna get fuzzy, and this thing is going to hopefully show this. Okay, so as I showed you before, right? Inside of this trial deck is cards. And if you see across right here where my finger is, so I'm going to shine it back and forth, there is a plastic, what would you call that? A plastic holder, a plastic strip that goes around all the cards. So just watch any trial deck opening, you'll see it. On my card, as you can see at the top, right, like by Iraza's head, each side of her head, as I flash this, you'll be able to see like dings right at the top there, right there. Really bad at this. And here. So I'm going to flash this back and forth. You'll see like a whitish right at the top. It'll look white. The one on the right and on the left, there's kind of like a divot. So yeah, that plastic actually damaged my cards. So it wasn't just one, it was two trial decks that it did it on. And it doesn't happen on every one of them, but they put it on there. The security on these trial decks are pretty bad. It definitely needs some work. And again, the reason why trial decks have some controversy is because of that security. So right here, again, this is what's inside of here. What you're going to get when you open this box is you're going to get this plastic holder, and all it is you're just popping this open. Right, you're just opening this up. Here's some foam, you take it out. So that's all there is to it. There's no fancy plastic wrap that goes around there, so people get a little worried that these are pre-opened. So here's another thing I'll show you. I know I'm still fuzzy, so it's because I'm going to show you this one. This is a Data Live trial deck that I just got recently. And as you can see, people pack this kind of differently. You can see there is tape here and tape here, and it's intact, right? And there's no damage here, no damage there, but it is popped up. So when people see these sometimes, this thing shifts in when you mail it, right? And you could tell the way they packed it in here, they bent this, like it was curved up. So this is the actual box they put it in. I didn't want to put it back in, but I'll put it back in. This is how they packed it. Right, so it bent like that a bit. Right in there. They just shoved it in and it bent. Overall, it was okay, but it bent. And I will say overall because I bought 3 of these. So here is the other one that I had. So I had 2 that were fine, but this is the 3rd one. As you can see, this thing right here ripped. And you can see it's kind of messed up right there. And then on this side, the tape is intact. There's no damage to the tape, but you can see the box. It almost looks like it's ripped. To some people, and this happens a lot, you'll see videos of people talking about it where they'll get a trial deck and they will say that, oh crap, I think it was opened. But in reality, it's not opened at all. These things are, even though you see tape here, this isn't like super industrial tape, like duct tape or anything that's going to just hold in place no matter what kind of pressure you put on it. There has been times actually, if you watch enough trial deck videos from other people, where when they take it out of this box, it looks exactly like this. Like, even though you can tell this is a sealed box, right? You got your wrap still on, it doesn't look messed with. This box in here, there's no damage, there's nothing that looks opened, right? You'll see videos that it looks exactly like this when it comes out of this box. So even though you have what looks to be an open box, it's actually not an open box. So again, trial deck boxes have issues. It would be a lot easier if they just put some wrapping around the card themselves, and I think there was back. I don't know why they changed to this one where they have the I wish they get rid of this plastic right there. I wish they got rid of that. For me, I wish it was wrapped. If it had some kind of special Weiss Schwarz logo on it, even on the booster boxes themselves, that would be awesome. But they don't do that, so it kind of stinks. But again, if you get from a reputable seller, so again, I had 3, right? I bought 3. And based on the way they shipped it, to me, what I see is this really just is bad. I don't know if I would say bad shipping. I mean, I prefer that these things at the top weren't bent, but again, because maybe that contributed to the damage over here, right there. But at the same time, I have 2 out of 3 boxes that look perfect, and just 1 box, 2 out of 3 perfect, 1 not so perfect. So again, to me, what I have here, and it's a trustworthy store. So what I have really to me is just 1 already damaged. But again, if I were to attempt to sell this thing, there will be people that will probably return it just because they see it looking like this and they'll never believe that it was not opened. Okay, so you couldn't sell this as new, which again is the unfortunate part of trial decks. So overall, trial decks totally worth it. I love them. I like having a few of them again just so that I can show new people the game. But you do need to worry about a few things like mapping, damage to your cards, damage in shipping, whether that's coming from the store you bought it from or the distributor, well, Bushy Road distributor to the store to you. So anywhere along those points, this damage can actually occur. So again, as long as you trust the store themselves, this shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so just make sure to watch out for that. And that's all for trial decks. So I hope you have a wonderful Saturday, everybody.